I'm here at Kerry D. Singleton, Intrigue Magazine. We're here at BB King's, having such a great time talking to so many awesome artists. It's a real R&B night here at BB King's in New York. But I couldn't believe it. I'm about to fan out because I bumped into Cassandra Lucas, one half of Changing Faces. Now, y'all know them for Fooling Around and just all the big hits that R. Kelly produced back in the 90s. My favorite was Just One of Them Things.
And I love you for that because we wrote that.
Yeah, wow.
Yes, see, you said wow.
See, you feel, you know what it was? I told Cassandra before we got on the camera, you know, I get my heart broken.
Right.
Just One of the Things comes out, and it's one of those situations where you feel, because I was an R&B fanatic.
Right.
I worked for Arista back then, so I had all the access to the music.
And Arista was like the bomb.com, right?
And I'm getting all the free CDs and all the, but the R&B in the 90s, not to take away from the 80s and the 70s, but there was something serious. That was what people was like Mary, and everybody was putting their heart into their music, and so I'm really not surprised from one writer to another that you said that you wrote that song because it resonated more. And I'm a guy,
right?
But it resonated more because I could feel it. What was it like when you went to the studio to record that album?
Well, it was a lot of fun. Let me tell you that, because that was like we were just like, oh my God, we couldn't even believe I'm from East Harlem, Sharice's from the Bronx, South Bronx. We got a record deal. We're like pinching ourselves, like what the heck is going on?
Back then, in the 90s, a record deal meant something.
It meant
like today,
something. It meant
something. You guys were signed to Atlantic Records too?
We were signed, well, back then, the very first album, we were signed to Spoil Rotten Big Beat. So
Big
Craig
Beat.
Coleman was the head
right.
of Big Beat then, and we were signed to Spoil Rotten with Kenny.
So it's like with Tyra Kemp was on Big Beat.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good company. So what was it like for you to East Harlem and the South Bronx in the studio now?
I know. Well, we both went to LaGuardia High School of Performing Arts. That's how we met. Yeah.
You know. LaGuardia,
that's how we met. So for us to be in the studio, we would always like sing background. We sing background for Sybil, so we were already that's how we. That's really when we tapped in and said we wanted to do that this as a duo. Yes, because we were able to see the world, see the first-hand reaction from the crowd. You know what I'm saying? Like to be on stage and just to feel the love that if you sang, they gave it back to you. Right. And it was instant. It's not like a movie, like you shoot it and you have to go in a theater and you don't know really how people feel about it. It was right at that moment, yes.
Wow.
And we fell in love with it. Then we have to really thank Sybil for giving us the opportunity to tour with us. Because without that experience, we would not really be able to.
I didn't even know that. And I thought I was the biggest Changing Faces fan in the game. Okay, so I have to ask, what was it like working with R. Kelly at a time when his sound alone was
incredible,
signature?
Right, it was incredible. Let me tell you, people always thought that we were R. Kelly's group, but we weren't. We didn't even know him. When we first got signed, the label had asked us, give us a wish list of people that you want to work with.
I know, wow.
Yes, nobody knows that story. So he was one of the people on our wish list. Because he was with Public Announcement then, and they had Honey Love, and he was getting ready to start with his own solo career, the label didn't think we could even get him. They were like, I don't know if that's possible, but we'll send your demo. Wow. Well, they sent our demo, and lo and behold, he called and said, I want to work with these girls. So I think maybe just one of those things might have been on our demo.
Cassandra, let me ask you a question. Who else was on that wish list?
You know what? Someone else asked me that. And now it's all a blur. I think it was because right now R. Kelly was like the main thing, And with us, and the combination of our voices with his production and writing, it was just magic.
Right.
So I mean, we would Stroke You Up, Fooling Around, Get Out. Right. We couldn't ask for. That was just a blessing.
And then there was the remix to Get Out.
Oh, did you love that or what?
Not as much as just one of the things. I'm just gonna keep that out there. But your album was phenomenal. I mean, the vocals were serious, the writing was crazy, the production was great, and I'm also I want to add this as an R&B fan. this was an era where all of R. Kelly's music somewhat sounded the same.
Right.
It had like that signature sound.
Right.
But your album didn't pronounce. It wasn't like this is an R. Kelly song. To me, it was more like this is a Changing Faces song with R. Kelly in it.
Right. Well, let me tell you probably why that happened is because we weren't an R. Kelly protege.
Gotcha.
So what happened was we sent him our demo. So he had already heard how we approached writing and how we approached songs. And like Sharice had the lighter voice, I had more of the sultry sounding voice. So I think when he went to write for us, he took that with him. So that's why it sounds organically ours and not,
Okay. Okay, that's interesting. It's always great to have an opportunity to meet your favorite artists and hear the real stories. So I'm going to ask you a question I ask a lot of people when I interview them.
Okay.
What was your favorite Changing Faces song?
Wow.
You had to pick one.
Out of all of them.
You had to pick one. One that you would have wanted to get a Grammy for, not in terms of sales necessarily, but in terms of how you felt about the song.
I want to go back to a producer named Dinky Bingham. He actually helped us. We did our demo with him, and he was one of the reasons why a lot of people don't know this. We wrote the majority of all of our albums. So, and Dinky was one of the ones that he was from the Jamaica Boys. And he schooled us and let us know that, you know, a pretty face, you're always going to find a pretty face, and you're always going to find women that can sing. But you need to get out there and put the pen to the pad and write your music, because when those checks stop coming in from performing, you will still continue to get checks. And I thank him for that to this day. So it was a song that we did with Dinky called A Good Thing. I really, the song just says a lot. You go back and listen. So it's called A Good Thing. And it's from the very first Changing Faces album.
Such a beautiful ensemble of music and production and voices and marketing. Let's keep it real. They made sure that you guys were everywhere. So let's talk today. Cassandra Lucas today is on stage doing her thing here at BB King's. I am just like, the sister ain't missed a step.
Oh, thank you. I hope you enjoyed the show.
I really did. And one of the things that I feel is so important, I think a lot of artists today lose touch with what's going on around them. Janet Jackson's Little Nation was one of my favorite albums by her, and it was because she looked outside of herself. I'm really, really, really excited to hear that you have a project coming out where you're talking about love, and you said here at BB King's that it was because you felt the world needed that. Talk to me about that.
I really, really do. And I think timing is everything. You know, I thank God that I still have my voice, and I've had it all these years. Well, I'm just saying that to say I could have come out, you know, 10 years ago. But I feel like the time is now because of the state of the world that we're in. So I think, and like I said on stage, that love lane that we had, I think that's what it was in the 90s. Whether you were singing about being hurt from love or being in love, it was you can feel it. And I'm missing feeling. I'm missing feeling in music nowadays. And I'm like, if I could, you know, drive this train and then have it's a lot of dormant talent artists that are sitting still. They need to get up, come out, and we need to overwhelm the system with good stuff.
And
really do.
And don't be fooled into thinking that there aren't people like me that want to hear that.
But they are. And you don't have it to hear. And like this gentleman said behind the camera, you know, why do we have to be called old school artists? Why can't the same artists still continue to do music? We need to have a different name. We need to be classic the real deal. You know, whatever. But they're too talented to sit still. They're too talented to sit still.
Are you excited about your new project? But I know I am.
Excited. I know I am. Excited. It's different for me because I'm used to like somebody on my right or somebody on my left. But you know what? I was born by myself, and I believe God got this, and I got a great project. So I think you're gonna enjoy it.
And I'm really excited, Cassandra, because I mean, this is an opportunity for you to do you. You don't have to necessarily split the ideas with another person or your idea of how you want to come across to your audience.
Yeah.
So I think this is a very empowering moment for you, probably.
It really is, and because I've grown so much.
Right.
I'm not the same girl. I'm not the same woman that I was in 2000. That was our last album, 2001.
Even though she looks it because black is not black.
I'm trying. Thank you so much. But I'm not that. I've grown so much, and I have things that are near and dear to my heart that I want to sing about and say.
Yes.
And sometimes creatively, when you do deal with other people, you might not be on the same page.
Hey, right, exactly.
And that's okay.
Right.
But because we can do it on our own, and if God permits or He wants it, then we can come back together too. But right now, I need to do this.
And I think you need to do this. What is the proposal? I don't want to throw too much out there. But do you have an idea of what you're going to call the project?
It's going to be something containing love, because I'm telling you, every song, like you're going to listen, it's just because I need to drill it. I need to drill it in people's heads. I feel like it's a big boy.
Cassandra Lucas, love.
Maybe. What I'm going to do is, like we did for, I don't know if you know the story about our name for Changing Faces.
No, I don't.
When we were coming out, Big Beat was about to send the record to radio, so they had the people waiting to press the CDs, because back then we had the CDs.
Right.
And we got a call. Our name was originally Face to Face. And we got a call from a rock band saying that they were sitting there lamping, waiting for us to put the songs out because they were going to sue us. We did not know that they owned the name. They didn't come out in years and years and years, but they heard that we were coming out. It was like, okay, we're going to make some money off of them. Right. So
business of music,
right,
people.
Exactly. So what we did was we got at a round table with our lawyers, our managers, everybody, and we said, throw a name in the hat. And whatever name comes out, that's the name of our group. Wow. And we said that because at the end of the day, all that matters is the music. If the music is not great, you can be called Banana.
Right. Exactly.
And nobody would care. Right. So we were forced to do that, but out of it came Changing Faces. And with Changing Faces, we loved it because it allows us to evolve. Yes.
Right. And you embrace the name.
Yes.
So let us know social media, how people can reach out to you.
Well, on my Instagram and Twitter. No, on my Instagram, see, I get mixed up with this. My Instagram and Facebook is I am Cassandra Lucas.
Okay.
And for Twitter, it's Cassandra of CF.
Okay.
Like Changing Faces, CF.
And now, before I let you go, sweetie, to all of our Intrigue magazine YouTube viewers and listeners, what would you like to say to them, your fans, your friends, those who may not be familiar with your music?
I'd like to say that I'm super excited about this album, and please go check out the release. Go follow me on him, Cassandra Lucas, because you need to hear it. You need to hear it. You will not be disappointed.
I know I won't be. I'm looking so forward to your career as a solo artist, your reemergence, your growth, and the results of it. And I'm definitely excited that I get to, this time around, I get to be a part of it.
I'm excited to meet you, and thank you for your support of all these years.
Thank you.
And I didn't even know you, but you supported me. That is dope.
I think one of the really cool things about this job that I have with Intrigue magazine is I get the opportunity to speak to artists, and because I was so deeply entrenched into music, not just because I was working at the labels, but because I was a fan of R&B music, the opportunity that Intrigue magazine has given me to meet these artists and actually sit and tell them, your music meant something to me. Your music touched me, and thank you for that.
That is,
you know what I'm saying? Cassandra, again, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for putting out great music that in times of my own confusion helped me see clearly.
You're welcome, and thank you for your support. Thank you.
Fan hug. Fan hug. Fan hug.
Thank you.
Cassandra Lucas, everybody, don't you forget to look her up. Social media again.
I am Cassandra Lucas, and Cassandra of CF.
Yes. Intrigue magazine, KD Citizen. I'm here with Cassandra Lucas, having a great time. Let's go.